Hi Challengers, this is Christy. Hey listen, I want to go over just some basic things about healthy eating as you get started to get into these next 6 weeks. Um, you can eat all healthy foods, but you can still eat too much and not lose weight. You can eat healthy foods, but eat the wrong combinations or the wrong percentages. If you're eating all starchy sweet potatoes and quinoa, you're probably not going to lose weight like you want to. So you need to balance it out. So basically, you want to start with as raw and clean choices as you can. So try to stay away from things in boxes, in packages, things that have been processed, crackers and pretzels. Even though they're low fat, they have no nutrition in them. So really start looking at what can I eat that's going to give me the best nutrition. So you all have a food guide. Those of you who are doing 21-day fix have very specific portion control and suggestions on how many of those to use. But if you don't have 21-day fix, you can still just make good healthy choices. So it all comes back to the basic food groups. So you have your protein. Definitely you don't want to leave your protein out. You want lean protein, so chicken breast, turkey, ground turkey breast if you can. If you're going to have beef, the leanest beef you can. Sirloin is a lean cut. Fillets are lean cuts. If you're making a hamburger, just drain it really well. Eggs are great sources of protein, and it used to be you were advised not to have many eggs, but the yolk has lots of nutrients in it. So if you're going to have a ton of eggs, have half egg with egg whites and half with the yolks. A portion size for your meats is about the size of your palm. So it's about 3 ounces, which is, the size of your palm, about as thick as your hand or a deck of cards. So you want to have those several times a day. Your nutrition guide should give you some idea of how much protein you should have, but basically you want to have half your weight in grams of protein. Now, of course, that's going to depend upon if you're really heavy or really small, but that gives you a general idea, and if you want me to help you figure that out, you can. And then we have your fruits and vegetables. Now your vegetables, your leafy greens, your dark colored vegetables, you can basically eat as many of those a day as you want, but shoot for 3 to 4 cups. Your starchy vegetables like peas and corn, sweet potatoes, you want to keep those almost like a grain. So you don't want to really push those a lot. You need them for energy, but you want to keep your portions small and really focus on the leafy, dark colored. Probably don't have to worry too much about portions on those, but when it comes to your fruit, you want maybe only 2 fruits a day, and you do want to watch the portions. For instance, a normal sized apple is about the size of your fist. Now you can get apples that are this big. That's not something you want to do. Or large bananas, not something you want to do. So small portions of fruit, because they have a lot of sugar in them. They have great antioxidants, great fiber, but you still want to watch the portions, so a couple a day. And then your grains and starchy foods are probably the things you want to watch the most, because we tend to overdo on those. A half a cup is a serving. So measure it out. If you have your little yellow container with 21-day fix, that'll give you an idea. Otherwise, measure it out. This could be rice, or I just have some cereal here. Pour it in a bowl, get an idea. It's not a lot, so put some fruit with it. Make it so that you feel like you have some bulk there. Don't use a cereal bowl like this, because that's not going to fill it up very much. Or if you fill it up, you're going to have too much. So if you have this same amount, a half cup of rice on a plate, it's about the size of your fist. Maybe, I want you to see this here. Maybe put your fist next to it, and that could be rice. It could be sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are huge. You don't want to eat the whole thing. So use your fist as a guide, but watch the portions on those. When it comes to your fats are good, healthy fats. They have good nutrients in them, but they have a lot of calories, and so we want to watch the portions of them. So if you're having a salad dressing, again, 21-day fix is perfect here, but 2 tablespoons about fills that up. And if you're having a salad, that might not seem like it's a lot, but dip your fork in it, then dip it in your salad, and it stretches a long way. If you're having peanut butter, you might just think, well, I'll eyeball it. So you take out a thing like this and think that's probably about a teaspoon, but put it into your teaspoon, measure it out, And I'm not saying a teaspoon is necessarily a serving, but that will give you an idea. It's about the size of your thumb. So use that as a guide if you don't have your tablespoon. Now, if you decide you're going to have a tablespoon, great, but go buy 3 teaspoons. Your nuts, you want to keep in small containers. Your avocado, you want to not have a whole avocado. Probably like, maybe a fifth or a fourth of an avocado would be a serving, a couple tablespoons. So all in all, pick a smaller plate, fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables. That's just an easy way to keep your calories in check. A quarter of your plate would be your protein, again, the size of your palm, and a quarter would be your starch, whether it's a sweet potato or quinoa or some brown rice or some beans, would count as a starch too. So use your measuring cup, but the smaller the plate, the better. Half fruits and vegetables, protein, starch. Make sure that you have lots of variety of vegetables. So you can have spinach, fresh spinach leaves, cabbage, kale, carrots, tomatoes, beets, arugula, red peppers, green peppers, cucumbers. There's lots of veggies that you can get in there. Your fruits, berries are great lower sugar fruits. So berries, apples, small bananas, grapefruits, oranges, kiwis. This is a great time of year, so it'll be easy. Your lean meats, again, your poultry, your lean beef, fish, and then your starchy foods, your sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, whole grain cereals, bread. Another thing on your portions of bread, about the size of your hand. You can get a piece of bread that's the size of your head. Don't do that. This is the size of bread. So whole grain breads. This is Ezekiel bread, which is a sprouted grain bread, which is helpful. Stay away from the packaged foods that have chemicals in them. Check your ingredient list. It shouldn't have more than 2 or 3 ingredients in it. And better yet, it shouldn't have a label on it because it should be fresh in your produce section. So be moderate, ease into it, and we'll process this and learn about it as we go. Good luck!